Hello everybody, it's Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but whew, again, just things. But the yard is kind of my therapy, but it's not that I get a whole lot done. Um, right here are sweet potatoes, and I don't know how they are going to do yet. So I planted them. This is kind of a little hilly area, and I have some videos on my other phone. I ended up getting a new phone, and I was going to show you um, the work that they were doing. Well, the guy that came and he cut all of the little undergrowth, the little teeny trees off the hill, but it's still a lot of work to do. We're going to have to get a lot of those little branches up. I don't know if you can see them, so they can spray this hill. And there is a lot. I have a lot of space, but again, by it being on a hill, I don't get to utilize the whole yard. But as far as trying to straighten it up and getting it back cute, still hadn't did that yet. It's been raining like 2 weeks, and I have my yard sprayed for mosquitoes, but it is not working in the afternoon because I tried to work back here yesterday afternoon and they were awful. So I've heard that they're less likely to be out early in the morning. So far, I hadn't seen a lot of them, but I did buy two of these galvanized planters, and I was going to leave this one here and that one down on that end, but there is a tree and that limb, I kind of want it down, or see can they take it down, but I know if it falls, it will probably fall here, so I'm not sure if I want to leave that one there. And I got some cardboard down in it, and since it had been raining so much, all of my cans were collecting water, so I turned them upside down. Right here, I am still trying to hold on to these little flowers, and this is crow something. I can't remember the whole name, but it's been blooming so pretty this year. Back there, my sister, the one that son died of, it's been about a month ago, and like I said, we're still going through that, but she had a whole bunch of these Cana lilies, the ones like that, and probably like 5, 6 pots, and she wanted to get rid of them. So I just laid them back here for the time being, and they seem to still be doing pretty good just like that. And this flower here is a whole bunch of it right there that I had to dig up from this little section. And if you have followed me, this was filled up with all kind of things. So I dug that little crocus up and put it over here, that bunch back there. So by next year, we'll see how it works. This is a crepe myrtle. I hadn't got it in the ground yet, but Home Depot had marked their shrubs down half price, so it was $15. This is a rose bush that my neighbor's daughter that passed across my street. gave me this, and it's like a year old, and it still blooms real pretty. These are the tomatoes that I planted seeds for maybe a month or so ago. So these are the new tomatoes. So I don't know how they would do before it gets cold, but right now they're just sitting there. Um, Out here, and it never bothered me. There was this growing, and my cousin always said it was poison oak or poison ivy, and she was kind of scared. She's a great gardener, but she's real careful. And all the years that I have been here, which is almost 40 years, it never bothered me until I guess this year, and I broke out so bad with this, and I kept saying maybe it is that, and I was getting it on my hands, and I guess touching other parts of like my ears mostly. So carefully trying to get all that up, and it is all over this hill also. So hopefully when they spray it will kill that. Um, in this section here, which again is a mess, I have clotheslines, and they have been up there for years, and I just left them. And this year I thought about putting me some clotheslines up, but right in here would take up some of that space. So I'm going to try to just move this stuff back where I will have a line if I wanted to hang clothes. And I have cleaned up around the bottom of the pole because it used to have flowers there. And then the other one on the other end also had flowers, but I have dug up all of that. Right now, I'm just trying to let some creeping Jenny cover this, because when they cut the big trees down and they fell, and it like took chunks of dirt out, so it took a lot of grass out. So right here I'm trying to get my grass to kind of grow back here, and I have been filling up this tub. This one is, I know it's 4 feet long and probably 2 feet high. It is taking a lot to fill this up, but I have been raking the composted stuff under all the leaves, because my mom would come and rake the top part of the leaves off and get that dirt, well, composted leaves under, put them in her garden, and it was the prettiest garden. So I have filled half of it with that. I have put a bag of that topsoil from Walmart. I think it's Timberland. Um, a bag of topsoil. It's the Timberland compost and manure. A bag of topsoil and another bag of the Black Cow manure. At my Walmart, they have marked the Black Cow down to $1.50, and I did end up getting 5 bags, but it's all gone. So my okra, I have been harvesting okra, and this is the first year that it has really done good. And I have 3 plants in these pots. These are the Dollar Tree little mop buckets, and they may be 2 gallons, 2 or 3 gallon size, but I know they say one okra per pot, but again, I've had I have 3 in here, and they have been growing good. This is a bucket of potatoes. Back there watermelon and cantaloupe. I don't know which is which. These just were some limbs that they cut back there. I was burning them, so I've left them alone for now. I may use them this winter, but I just put my cantaloupe and tomato back there. This planter is one that had to be moved when they were working back here. This one also had to be moved, and I just drug it, but it's one of the old galvanized bathtubs, and it's pretty large, but it did good. And my when I got these, probably about 15, no, because it would have been over 20 years ago. A friend gave me a bucket of, she called it Black Eye Susan. I don't know if it's the Rebecca or that, but from that one pot, these are everywhere in my yard, and I love it, so I leave them there. Um, this cone flower, I have been cutting back for new growth, and I need to get these seeds. Um, this was a hollyhock, and it grew probably about maybe 4 feet, and I thought all the blooms were done, so I cut it back and they started back. There's some parsley down there. This, I guess it's the chives, and this is a bunch of basil. This tomato plant, I just threw it in here, but I'm gonna pull it out. It's not doing all that great in these little stacks. Over here is a little area, and this one has been here probably 5 years that I put this up. But right now it is growing the green zinnias. I got a pack of seeds, and this was the second year that I tried them, so I was being real patient this year. They were in a little rusty wagon, but I took them out and I planted them over in this little flower bed. I have these peppers. They were green. They are turning red. I need to pull them. I did pull a bell pepper the other day, and then there are more peppers over there. These little peppers here, I don't know the name. I hadn't tried these yet, but I'm gonna walk over here a minute. I'll come back. With this new phone, I'm hoping that I can get longer videos. But this little pepper here is purple at first. It's turning. They are so hot. But some of these were seeds. I wished I had all these peppers together over here, but that's all right. Uh, these are those other zinnias. And it's a chartreuse color. So I will be saving these seeds so I won't have to buy another pack. Right down here, those two little squash, I don't know what they're going to do. I wish I may be able to go get a male from the front and try to pollinate this before they close. Uh, and this little part was real pretty when everything was blooming. These marigolds, I cut them back. These are the ones that grow. They're as tall as this chain link fence, and I think most of the time they are 4 feet. But yeah, these zinnias and marigolds are like 4 feet high. There were some orange ones, and then the yellow ones. A zinnia there, and This was my potato bucket, and I dumped it this morning because since it had been raining so much, I'm like, they may rot. But that one was mushy, but I did end up getting a few. But I'm going to start another little bucket of potatoes. These are some of the new tomato plants that I did. I pulled up all the old ones, and I do see a flower on that one. I have been picking a lot of beans. There's some, and these are what they call the asparagus beans, and I have got a good little bit of them. Another one of the newer tomato plants, there is a little bloom on it. Um, this tomato plant has some basil in there, and these are my cherry tomatoes, and I cut some off the other day, and I was just out here, so I got a cherry tomato and I wrapped it in a basil leaf and popped it in my mouth. It was so good. Um, my asparagus, and this year there was one asparagus and I didn't get it, and I, kind of walked away, not coming back here that often. And I have learned since you have to get them really, really quick before they turn into the fern. So next year, Lord willing, I will be watching out for that. This is these are beans, and I think there are two kind in here, but I have been picking beans off of these plants, so they look like they're still going. Little corn, it grew, but I didn't get anything. Last year I did end up getting 4 ears of corn. All these pots here are empty now because they had like squash and cucumbers. There is one little vine that's, I don't know, will I leave it, but it did give me a few cucumbers. But I have pulled out all of like the squash. That was kale. These are okra. I have been getting some from over here. And these are where the sun comes first. The ones back there are where the sun comes last. Over here, just random beans. Now these are a different flower than the other yellow ones. And all these were seeds. Here's a sunflower that's leaning in this pot. And next year, this used to be my little compost pot, but next year I think I want to move all of this. I don't know for sure. And I have been pulling things out of here. These are some little random okra that popped up also, and it doesn't get a lot of sun right here, so another bunch of those black-eyed Susans. And again, more work, lots of work to be did back here. Oh, these are the lemon cucumber seeds. So hopefully I get some of them because I planted them late. I still do have strawberries coming. And this is another lemon cucumber. But this is what it's looking like. Again, still a lot of work. But I want to thank y'all for watching. And I hope this video comes out okay. Like I said, I'm using a new camera, and I'll tell the story about that later. Um, it was very aggravating for somebody who's not technical savvy. But again, thank you for your support of my channel. Have a great day, and I will talk with you later.